Hey everyone, welcome back. As you can see, the studio looks a lot more professional, right? Well, I'm still gotta figure out how to learn to use this. Or whatever I said. Still gotta learn to use this green screen. But it's brighter, so that's good too. There's light bulbs that came with it. So that's something nice. But here's something else new. We're gonna do a game cast. I always say we're doing game casts, but they don't look very professional. Well, in my favorite game, VR Chat, we will return today with my good friend Cole, and we are going to have a nice, civilized game cast where we'll be playing as our avatars we choose that best represent us. So, I hope you guys enjoy, and keep watching, sharing the videos, and getting the word out. So maybe one day, I can make a living at comedy, because right now, I'm making a death. As you can see, it's not working out. That joke almost gave me a cringe heart attack, but you know, it's okay, because my heart's now used to it. I got a pacemaker put in for all the cringe attacks I have. Anyway, enjoy this game with me and Cole. See you guys. Alright, everybody, here we are. As I promised, we're in VR with Cole. And we're going to look at this. This is a nice little TV we got going. This is created by GM Beats over there. He's another YouTuber. I don't know how many followers he has, but probably more than us. Anyway, let's get this podcast started. I'm joined with Cole, who you've seen me play many video games with. He could actually drink the coffee in this game. I cannot. But we found this thing a while back and we wanted to do a podcast. And, you know, now we're here and doing the podcast. It's a nice podcast. I think I've said podcast enough to go. And I told him to choose a character that best represents him. I myself chose Gazpacho from Chowder, a failing comedian who best represents me.
Yeah, I chose a simple guy, this biker man, supposedly. I like the hat, so I went with it.
Yeah, the beard works, except I think you have more of a full beard in real life. And
I'm working on it.
Yes, you know, Cole could be the guy here promoting the actual VR headset. I wonder if you're actually drinking something over there.
Nope, no, just a digital coffee. Yeah, absolutely. I'm using the Civ 1 version of the Oculus Rift Touch. Has 2 motion controllers, as you can see with my hands. Got my goggles on, virtual reality, yeah. Running it on my PC, you know, regular 970 GTX graphics card. Nothing crazy, but it's awesome. It really is. It's a new world.
And it works out perfectly, too, because we required him to have to move this TV, because if I move it, which I'm considering... Oh, damn it. There we go. Thank you. As you can look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Now, Gazpacho will just usually destroy everything. So I think that's a better intro than the one you just saw where I was talking about the green screen and everything here at the studio. We are recording strictly audio because the camera does not have enough battery and I did not prepare for this. But we could start out with where did I meet Cole? And where did he come from and where is he going? Well, I met Cole at the gym, as pretty much all the guests have been. He was the manager. Now, I don't know how to elaborate and go from there. But what's your favorite story from back at the gym? You got one? Or is it all just one great memory?
Oh, it's always all one great memory, but it's, if I had to pinpoint one specific one, probably have to be, there was a certain fellow that you and I were very familiar with. He's not from this country, but he was a very large bodybuilder who would like to pursue women.
Oh.
Yeah. He would go around, talk his jazz and flex his muscles there, but he made the mistake of pursuing, one girl I was interested in.
Yeah.
So nothing turned out of the event. I thought it was a hilarious circumstance. But that's probably one of my favorite memories. That or the SpongeBob over the intercom, which was appropriate, but
yes.
Another little character we had going around there.
Yes, we had the legend with us many times. There's the time for that. Before I continue, I don't know if it's going to pick up on the mic, but you're echoing. I don't know why it would be doing that, but whatever it is, maybe I'll be able to fix it. But I'll go on with this story about the legend, and the legend was, as you guys have known, you guys have seen him around here. He happened to go over the intercom system that we had, and Cole would request that the legend avoid touching that, but he insisted on putting on a SpongeBob quote on there, where he kept saying, "Firmly grasp it," as loud as he could on there. And SpongeBob just screaming, and then Cole screaming at him, and just all the members found this very funny.
Firmly grasp it.
Yeah, the firmly grasp it. As we could see, Cole is firmly grasping that mug. But those were some good stories. One of my favorite ones that involved you was the time where we were working the front desk, and some gentleman came in with some reason of being provoked, and he said, "I'm going to come back here and kill you guys." That was a classic.
Like, all right, man. You don't have to pay your cancellation fee. It's only $10, but
yeah.
I want to go home tonight. So.
In other words, it was the cheapest threat ever. $10 would have been the worst way to spend 2 life sentences for $10. Why are you here? I didn't want to pay $10. It's the coldest motherfucker on the block.
Yeah, that was an experience. Even this was a place of characters, a lot of different association of people walking around, and it felt like home. It was a nice place.
It really did. I enjoyed working there. Out of all the places I've ever worked, that's the only job I didn't fucking hate. It was a great experience, though, because it was like one big family, which
right.
was the home away from home, where you could pump iron and get big and work on your stand-up at the front desk.
All right. So
now, we could segue in there.
What's on the agenda for today?
All
What's
right.
our first topic?
I wrote out a little thing. So we got the gym stories, we got the intro, and I addressed the set, as you guys saw here. We got the green screen over here. We've got this nice GM Beats studio created. It almost rivals Joe Rogan's. Unfortunately, the content might not.
Maybe one day he'll be a special.
Yeah, one day we'll get Joe Rogan on here as his own VR self. And so our next agenda was, while on the VR subject, how about VR? How do you feel? Where has it been? Where is it going?
Well, if you're personally asking me that, I remember back in the late 90s when I was a kid, I had a virtual reality machine, a little motocross with the big yellow goggles on.
I do remember that one too.
With your little wheel, you have the 8-bit guy, and try not to get off the line. So that was my introduction to VR. That was awesome, and that was over 20 years ago. It's 2018 now. We have this technology. You and I we are in a virtual space, thousands of miles apart, conversing.
Yes.
We would if we were just in your studio at the moment. So I think it's really cool. I cannot wait to see where the technology is going to go. It can only go up from here.
Yeah.
But how about you? I mean, what's your experience so far?
Well, I also recall that same little thing with the racing and the yellow, and there was something about a space thing too, and it was just uncomfortable. Pretty sure it gives you brain cancer or something. But now the nice thing about this is they've mixed affordability with playability, because you have the headset and I don't. I'm playing it with an Xbox controller, and it's still very nice, although I could only just destroy things on here and not carefully move and set things to the nicest degrees of,
Well,
it's not very well calculated. But it is nice for the affordability, and I see in the future, if they make enough VRs, they could be cheaper and everyone could have one. I think the PlayStation one is actually cheaper, but I don't know what the quality is on PlayStation with their VR.
No, I mean, it's definitely the PlayStation over the Oculus, HTC Vive, two big companies that primarily you use on your computer, high-end laptop, desktop, whatever we have it. PlayStation VR, it's really cool and good for what it is. However, you are limited to the hardware that the PlayStation basically is, what it runs off, your RAM, your memory, graphics properties, all of that. So being able to, like you said, you're on your computer and you're running it with the Xbox controller, no virtual reality headset or locomotion controllers, anything, and I'm vice versa. I got the controllers, the headset, and everything, but we are sharing the same experience. And you're right. In the future, if so many more people are interested in VR, like you guys out there, definitely voice your opinion. Prices will go down. It'll be more commercially available, and a lot more people will know about it. I'll talk to 3 or 4 people throughout a day and be like, hey, you ever tried the VR headset, HTC Vive, Oculus Rift, anything? And they're like, no, what is that? What is that? So it's really cool opening up people to this new experience, because this is a whole new world. You are in another world.
And
Just do that cup.
and I like the sound effect of whatever happened at your house. I just heard the sound effect of it.
So yeah, it's really cool to see where it's going. I mean, who are you? What's that character? I'm sorry.
Oh yes. Let me give you a little brief rundown on this gentleman right here. This is the gazpacho from the widely popular Chowder show from Cartoon Network. Back in the day where Cartoon Network was falling from the golden age to the silver age. I'd say he's bordering gold, silver age, and now Cartoon Network is in the shit age. But, you know, that's just a little cartoon rant right there. But, yeah, Gazpacho was a comedian who ran a fruit stand. So, that was his thing.
Your avatar personally embodies you. And, you know, even if you're not a consumer, if you don't put the headset on, you don't pick up the controller and play, if you're a creator, a 3D developer, I mean, that's what this is right here. This has been created by a person sitting at their computer, investing time and money and just what have you.
And giving it away for free, just promotions.
Giving it away for free, exactly, promotion. Yeah. Their art, and that's the studio. You see that record player over there, you know, that's someone created that in the 3D atmosphere.
There it is.
So that's pretty cool, you know, being able to input different person's artistic influences.
And yeah, this is the future of art, everybody. If you're an artist, I would suggest getting some technological skills. I prefer just to make jokes and try out acting and lift weights, but the future of all three of those involves me working with cameras and editing and stuff like that, and pretty much the future is technology. It's a little side.
You're absolutely right about that. And
any art form.
You're learning every day. You learn something new. You're a different way to cut a scene, a different, you know, way to shoot something. So you're learning every day as you go along with it. I'm still learning things to do with the Oculus Rift. It's really cool. I play a lot of first-person shooter games, so you know you're just gonna boom, 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 playing games. I actually built a device. I haven't built anything in years, man, years. But I built a device to house my controllers. That's just ringtone, so we're gonna ignore that, guys.
I like it. So it's funky. If I could dance, I would be. This is art at its finest.
Like I said, I built a housing unit so I can station my controllers on my person, so I was able to shoot a little bit softer and nicer patterns. So it influenced me to be creative on something I would have never even thought possible.
Yeah, that's and speaking of the future and creating and things like that, podcasts are probably moving more towards what's right behind me. Twitch.
Yeah.
I just happen to notice that right now. Twitch is something that I've dabbled with, but you were actually present for my first dabbling with the Twitch, where it failed because Ajit, you fucking asshole. I'm sorry for getting out of line there, everyone, but Mr. Ajit Pai has ruined everyone's internet. And that's why my internet was so bad the other day. Or that's either that or Chicago, but I choose to blame him. And I think that's a good segue, but I mean, I will be on Twitch more. As you guys know, I've been working with a popular Twitch guy, Tristan's World. Cole, are you on Twitch?
I am, yes, Dr. Evergreen 93.
Oh yeah, that's right, you were with me the other day. Yeah, so Dr. Evergreen 93, I'll put that in the description so you guys could follow him. I'll probably link mine as well, but, you know, you might get to watch all 30 seconds of it before the internet takes a shit. But, anyway.
Right, man, we all got to start somewhere, so.
Yeah, once it improves and we get rid of Ajit's shitty rules. That brings me to another thing. Cole is also a big advocate for the movement to repeal Ajit's shit. Would you like to talk about that? I wanted to talk about this back when it first happened, when we were first planning a podcast, but as Cole stated, we're thousands of miles apart. So.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, if you have the option to contact your local representative, your state representative, anyone that has some kind of voice or power for you, the people, they're your representatives. You need to make the call, voice your opinion. If you're concerned that our internet stream is going to be monetized for big corporations, throwing out AT&T, Comcast, Verizon, if you want those companies to dictate what you can and can't watch, then that's awesome. You might have to pay $5 extra to watch this stream, or it might be free. Who knows? You don't, because you don't have to say.
Yeah, your fate is now in someone else's hands.
Source network. I mean, if I'm not making monetary value off it, and that's where the problem is, they're thinking only about the corporations, not the consumers. They're thinking about Netflix. You know, okay, we have, you guys are streaming Grey's Anatomy, thousands and thousands of terabytes. We'll just use that as an example.
Yeah.
But they're going to get paid the same as if they were to stream, you know, a couple gigabytes. They're trying to monetize that fluctuation. Same thing if you were to use internet at your own home. If you wanted to stream this podcast over your internet, it might take up a little bit more information if you were to just do a 5 minutes segue. So, I don't know, guys. Get informed, talk to your representatives, and get out there.
Yeah, I always liked it. That you were like the big guy who's been promoting it to our group. I would have never heard of it until, well, it got really big, so I did hear about it, but I remember you warning me about it before. And that our rights are we just got shit on by 3 million, or 3 people shit on 300 million or whatever it was.
Yeah, there's 5 of them. Three.
Yeah.
Very good.
3 people to shit on the entire country.
We can't tell you what to do.
So that was something that I wanted to address back when we were first going to do a podcast, but like I said, thanks to the power of VR, well, who knows, maybe they'll ban it now because the power of VR is too much for them. But we could also go back into a lighter note of video games. What is your all-time favorite game, which is something I always like to do? Well, a side note real quick, though. With the L that you were making with your hands, I love that you're giving Ajit the L. Fuck him. And, yeah, so he's one giant L. And anyway, yeah, so I always ask everybody, what's your favorite game? As everyone knows, mine is Spyro, and I'm extremely excited about the new one coming out. Well, the reinvention, or what do you call it? Not reinvention. Remaster, yeah. Because he was the master of his own fate. Anyway, we'll discuss him later on, but what was your all-time favorite game?
Oh, man, all-time favorite. That's a good question. I mean, there is definitely newer games where I've put time in, to where I found the absolute beauty of them. But an all-time favorite game that have to take me back, easily Crash 1, man. Crash Bandicoot.
Oh.
The best. It's what I grew up on. It's what I was introduced to. Actually broke my first disc because I stepped on it. But after that.
That was the pain. Was that a rage stepping on or accidental stepping on?
Oh, I was young. It was an accident.
Oh.
You know, being a kid, leaving stuff on the floor. But I didn't make that mistake again. I always kept the CD case after that.
So you were probably very happy about last year and the remastering of Mr. Crash.
Yeah. It's hard.
I heard it was hard, yeah. I've gone back to a few old games. It's like, hey, after years of gaming, maybe I've acquired the skills to finally beat this. I haven't beat very many games in my life, but it's like maybe after years of gaming and more advanced games, I've acquired the skills to master this game. And no, it's still as fucking hard as it was back then. You get that one life and you start the whole game over.
You're absolutely right.
That's where skills were built.
More of a puzzle. You got to get down into repetition, man. And I'm just, we've been playing casual games here and there. You know, Battlefront.
Oh, yeah.
Skill for that.
Whew.
You just level up your star cards and boom.
Yeah.
Explosive shot.
Goddamn, the biggest disappointments ever, EA and Disney. Now,
Like,
Disney does some alright stuff, but not everything.
Yeah, Naughty Dog.
But-
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I think they need to hire somebody else. Naughty Dog would be good. Fuck EA. Unless EA wants to give me all that money back that I spent on their crap games. But
What do you mean? I bought Front twice.
yeah, not once but twice I wasted the money on it. The first time I bought the whole PlayStation with the Darth Vader edition. That was the only thing that was valuable out of the whole thing. But I would say, yeah, Battlefront does rank up there too. The original Battlefront. I don't even like to refer to this new stuff as Battlefront. I like to refer to it as EA's Battlefield with Star Wars skins. That's basically what it is. Because I have no desire to even play that. But anyway, that's the future of gaming. It seems to be microtransactions. Would you agree that's where the future is going, or do you have a different vision of where the future of gaming will go?
I mean, unfortunately, I don't want it to head that way, but, you know, more and more companies are going on the freemium style game. If you were to buy a free game on your mobile device, you're going to input, you know, $20 a month, and over so many months you're going to spend the price of a full game. That's how nowadays modern day gaming platforms are becoming. Overwatch, Battlefront, when it released, even Rainbow Six has certain loot packs you have to invest your time in, or you can pay real money. I mean, why do you want to pay real money? You already bought the game once.
Yeah.
It's DLC, if it enhances the game, I understand that, or if it's purely cosmetic, that's cool, but EA really messed up when they made pay to win game because
Yeah.
they were abilities. You had to pay for abilities that would make you better in the game, not just cosmetics. You had to get a new helmet or a new shirt or something.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
If you really need the money for your game like that.
Yeah, or if you want to, role play or just put that time invest in it, that's 100% okay with me. It's your money, spend it how you need it. But I don't want the consumers to just start shelling out their money to these companies, where the companies start thinking, hey, it's okay, we're going to charge $60 for a game and another $120 in content because they feel like they can get away with it.
Yeah. And then they learned their lesson with this, and I'm happy everyone took a stand right here with this #1 most downvoted thing on Reddit. I wonder is it still ranked up there as #1?
I'm pretty sure it's still ranked up there as
Oh,
#1.
good.
It was not good. It was not a good first couple months for them.
Horrible
They
PR.
retract, that supposedly they're going to come back out with microtransactions, not now.
Yeah, they said in the future they will return. And I don't like that whole argument about it where it's like, oh yeah, your microtransactions, we need to do them because if we're going to keep updating the game, maybe you do like a season or two for free, and then at that point, yeah, because you could charge again because it's almost time where you'd put in another game. If you're going to completely revamp it, yeah, it's fine if you waited a year or two. And just keep everything all on one disc or one download.
I'm glad you said that because Rainbow Six Siege is doing that exact same Ubisoft released Rainbow Six Siege. I think it was 2016.
It's been out for a while.
Second season, they're going into their third. I mean, you can play the game, buy it once, play the game exactly how you want it. You can unlock characters by putting time in game.
Yeah.
If you want to spend money to unlock those characters, that's perfectly fine. But no one character is better than the other. It's an even playing ground. You don't pay to get ahead.
Yeah, even the same thing, like, I don't like the whole star card system anyway in Star Wars because even if you're not paying for it, the characters are not equal. They're not, you could make them stronger than one another, which I guess is fine if you earned it and stuff like that, but then one guy could just fucking dominate the whole game and then you can't play.
They don't have balance.
Yeah.
They don't have balance. So that's unfortunately where my opinion is in the state of modern gaming and loot boxes.
Yeah, I'd see that's where it's going to, unfortunately. And unfortunately as well, I did not really plan out too much of a roster. Those were just the main bullet points because me and you, our main thing we discuss is playing video games, or we're playing video games together.
Yes.
We did discuss fitness stuff in the past, but not too much. We didn't really work out that much together. We had our funny stories from the gym. Do you have anything else to add to keep this conversation rolling? Or would you just like to come back for another podcast that's better mapped out?
Yeah, no, this is a pretty good first half of the segment. I came into this thinking it'd be a two-part segment, so we should let our viewers, just sit on this. We presented a lot of good information they can sit and ponder on, come back in a couple minutes, and they can hear the rest out.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Yeah, we'll come back, and I'm going to try to get back to this podcast and reload them, if you will, where they're all new, revamped, and remastered podcasts compared to what we had. I mean, the green screen's here. We can now talk with Cole, and I'll be getting a webcam soon, hopefully, and he keeps telling me to do it, so maybe I'll do that, and we'll be able to see his face, and
Won't die.
and then maybe move into his Twitch, too. So big things coming, as I always say, and it may take some time for things to get out. Like, as you've seen, I've disappeared for about a week of investing time and money into new things for the channel, so hopefully you guys will enjoy them. And other than that, I'd like to thank Cole for joining us. Do you have any products or endorsements to shout out?
No, man. Just, like I said, do some research into your local and state internet laws. Figure out what the corporation can and can't do for you, because we're the ones who pay them. They work for us, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
And for me.
They work for everybody here, and we have to stay together and united as Americans and quit letting them divide us. And that's my political message. I don't get very political, but that's about as political as I'll get. So anyway, this is our long wrap-up, and I'd like to thank Cole again for joining me, Mr. Gazpacho. Oh, gonna knock something over. And the dog, I guess, is the signal where this is done. So everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to put both of our Twitches below, and I did mention Tristan's World, who I will be releasing another video with him tomorrow. So stay tuned for that, and me and Cole will have another podcast update. Maybe, what do you say, by next week we could probably get another one?
Probably.
All right, so we'll try to, the podcasts are coming back. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. Check us out on Twitch, and remember to subscribe if you did enjoy this. Thank you, everyone.